Hello students and welcome to week 14. Now we're calling it Digital Story 2. It's really just a week to continue working on your digital story, working on your digital resume, and continuing to go back and check any work you might be missing. So here's what we've got. I say check your grades. Any zero can become points. You can go back and you can get partial credit for anything in the course. Please go back and do that. Check your grades. Any missed points can become more points. You can get partial credit for any points that you missed off of any assignment. There's no reason to not give you points if you go back and you complete the assignment, if you revise it, if you enter the conversation with me. That's the whole point. And so go back. If you missed some points, add to it, answer my questions. You can have more points back. Please continue to update your digital resume this week. Last week in week 13, I showed you some videos to help you flesh out your philosophy of education. Who is the educated person? What's the purpose of school? I will be looking for your digital resume to have a philosophy that cites the readings and the videos and the entire course. So please make sure that philosophy is a robust representation of how you're answering those 5 questions. Make sure your blog posts are up to date. Make sure the resume has all components from the course. Your minor project 1 and 2, your major projects 1 and 2, any other assignments that we've done. Again, the resume should be a representation of your ability in the classroom with digital tools. So update your resume, continue working on your digital story. Now, you're doing 2 things here. You're creating a project for your future students that requires a digital story to be told as the assignment that they're doing. So they have to create a digital story about something that they're learning in your class. The planning document should be robust. It should have standards. It should have descriptions. It should have a project sheet. Then you're making a digital story reflecting on the time in this class. The components, the pieces, the parts, that's your digital story submission. So you're making a project, and then you're making an example, but that example is about your time in this class. Here's a couple of digital stories about Thanksgiving. You can go ahead and click on one of those. I encourage you. What we celebrate is a far cry from what the actual Thanksgiving was, and is really a representation of a bunch of myths and legends that really have no root in any type of historical accuracy. As a social studies teacher, I make it my job to make sure you understand that a lot of what we celebrate as traditions, of course, have bad roots. This one's a really good video. I really recommend watching this digital story. Now, the digital story process, I do want you to go in and look at this video. It will kind of help you think about your own process for the creation of a digital story. It walks you through those steps. And then a couple of ideas about using digital stories are in the classroom or down here. So you'll watch that video. And then you'll go to the Rest of Learning module. And the Rest of Learning module is, very simply put, a collection of articles that will help you structure your digital story. And so I suggest, hey, here's a couple of articles, 6 ways to implement digital story, helping students find their voice. I say pick one, read them all. These will help you, especially when it comes to the reflection document for the digital story submission. These are useful for helping you find the language to discuss and think about using digital stories in the classroom. In checklist 14, work on the major project 2, work on the digital resume, be healthy, be safe, revise your old work, and enjoy the break, everybody. I will see you next week for week 15, and then we have week 16, which is finals week.